welcome back to my channel. I am Lenn Woolston, sci-fi fantasy writer, blogger, and nerd. So today we're going to actually be talking about something that is near and dear to my heart, and it is personal development books and whether or not you should be reading them. So first of all, let's go ahead and discuss what is a personal development book. These books are often found in a self-help section in a bookstore, and the term personal development and self-help actually are used kind of interchangeably, but basically they are nonfiction books that are written by authors who are going to be talking about some kind of struggle, and they're going to give their personal experiences that they've had with whatever the struggle may be, and also give insight into different ways that they've been able to cope with whatever the struggle is in an effort to help others. What I do want to make mention of is if you are struggling with depression or anxiety and you are also thinking of hurting yourself or others, I want to go ahead and just let you know that there are resources that are available to you, and you should seek immediate help from a professional. And so with that, I will go ahead and link down below of different resources that are available to you to provide you hope and a way to be able to cope with what you're going through. I also just want to say that all of these opinions are my own. I wasn't endorsed by anybody, and this is just me being real with you and giving you an honest opinion about personal development books and being able to just be bold enough to talk about them with you. So don't assume that I am a medical professional that's trying to give you advice on how to deal with your struggle. And again, if this is something that you find that you are struggling with something and you need professional help, then I urge you to find the resources to get that help that you're seeking. And like I said, I will go ahead and link down below ones that can help you to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. I do want to say that with personal development books, self-help books, there is this kind of stigma with it, and it's almost like a taboo subject, or you might feel some guilt wanting to browse that section and feel a little uncomfortable, if people are around you and trying to, pick up a book that's going to speak to you and whatever your struggle is. And I really think that there shouldn't be. I want to commend you for even being bold enough and to have the confidence to say that, you need help with something and that you are trying to find resources to better your life. And so that's one thing that personal development books are able to do, is they are able to give you insight into whatever the topic may be. And I want to kind of do away with the stigma that they are something that you shouldn't go to if you have a certain problem. So with that, I will go ahead and say that, there are things that I struggle with. We all struggle with these invisible struggles that aren't, seen by other people. And these personal development books have helped me. So with that, I wanted to go ahead and again be able to talk about the great things about personal development books and why you should be reading them. So there are 3 personal development books that I have read recently, and they have been just so life-changing for me that I just wanted to go ahead and share them with you. I'll be sure to link them down below so that you can check them out and get your own copy. But with that, the first one being that I just read, Be Your Own #Goals by Kristen Martin. The second book that I recommend to people is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. And the third and final book that I love is 48 Days to the Work You Love by Dan Miller. All of these books have been seriously life-altering for me, and so I highly recommend them for you to read. And I'm going to go ahead and give the reasons why you should be reading personal development books. Number 1, you are not in it alone. Reading personal development books are great because, especially with the specific topic that you are trying to gain some advice on, some suggestions towards, is you will see that you are not the only one struggling with this. And for somebody that is going through something that is changing their life, and usually in a negative way, hearing that you're not alone in it can be the biggest step into a life of having just a better outlook on life, and to be able to come to a place where you are able to make a better life for yourself. Number 2, advice is accessible. What's great about these books is you're able to glean some advice from somebody that has been through a certain struggle in their life, and they're going to be able to help you with that. That is the number one reason why people feel compelled to write these stories of their personal life, is to help other people. Number 3, exercises help with introspection. So one thing that I do like about these types of books is usually at the end of the chapter there will be exercises that you are able to do on the specific subject that's talked about in that chapter. But they aren't just exercises that are like, something that you just kind of blow off. They usually are really introspective, where you have to dig deep. And I can tell you that from all the books that I've read, if you just skip over because you either are like, oh, I don't have time for it, or oh, I'm not interested in this, you don't get as much out of the book as you could. And so doing these exercises, you're able to see that there may be certain patterns to whatever it is that you're struggling with. Maybe there are different ways that you didn't even realize existed in you. But these exercises were able to help you identify that. Number 4, a sense of empowerment. Now, these types of books aren't just that you're reading these sob stories over and over and hoping to get something out of it. No, these authors are going to use language and be able to communicate with you almost as a personal coach, and they're going to give you a sense of empowerment. That's what I love. It's kind of like, if we're having a really crappy day and we want to go, watch a movie that has a happy ending to lift our spirits, or to watch something that's funny so that we can laugh. That's what these kinds of books do. They make you have this sense of empowerment that I can do this. I can be better than I was yesterday. And it's something that I personally love so much about these types of books, is by the time that I am even done with each chapter, but especially when I finish the book, I feel like I can just take on the world. And why wouldn't you want that feeling from a book? And lastly, number 5, a call to action. So at the end of these kinds of books, you will see that the author kind of does a retelling of everything that was discussed in the book, but they don't just stop there. They're able to say to you, okay, now that you have tools and resources, what are you going to do with it? Are you just going to stay the same person you were before reading this book, or are you going to take these tools and make your life better? So that wraps up why you should be reading more personal development books for your daily life. And I want you to go ahead, and if there are any personal development books that have helped you that you would highly suggest, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I would love to add them to my list, and I would love to just be able to chat with you about what books have been able to help you. And with that, I just want to go ahead and extend an invitation to anybody that is struggling as a writer. And if you need some inspiration, if you need something to kind of get you out of that rut of writer's block, I go ahead and on Mondays I have my Spark Prompts, which is a set of writing prompts that I have on my blog, where we are able to see a prompt and you're able to respond to it. And the whole idea is to be able to spark your creativity. So go ahead and you can follow that. You can go ahead and follow that hashtag and be able to see what my responses have been on my blog, and then see what other people have contributed to that. Alright, well that's another video in the wraps here, so go ahead and give it a like. You can go ahead and also subscribe so you don't miss any of my content, and ring that bell so you get the notification. If you have any content or any comments that you have that you would like to see me discuss, then you can go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. With that, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!